Hello everyone, and welcome to Briar Rose Cottage. And it doesn't matter what I do with my hair, it does its own thing day. Simon, don't kill my phone, please. Mommy needs it. I love you. And don't be a dork just because I won't let you outside because it's wet. Okay, move. Mommy's doing videos. I'll feed you when I'm done. Okay, let's turn it this way so I'm more or less in the middle and anything to go. Okay, so for about a year now, I have definitely been bouncing around the idea of authentic self. I have been in the past years been thinking about it and what it actually means. And the conclusion that I came to today is it means many things. It depends on who you are and your own thoughts on the subject, which means that in order to find authentic self in the self-help stuff, one has to find something that matches one's philosophy. Will you leave my phone alone? And therefore, this can be very complicated for a lot of people and expensive and boring as one tries to navigate the self-help books, the vast stuff on the internet, including YouTube, etc., etc. Like, it's insane. You know, I've looked at all sorts of stuff and it is insane. Now, I have taken some notes, and one of the positive things of having two profiles, sorry, mosquito, that was a mosquito, two profiles on Facebook, my original that I really don't use anymore, and the new one that I had set up to go as a companion to this channel, is that I have two messenger profiles, and one of which is attached to an old phone that I keep in the bedroom, mostly just so I know what time it is and if I need an alarm. And now, if I'm laying in bed and these ideas pop into my head, because I'm quite the philosopher and intellectual and I love to think, I now have some way to quickly write down, instead of really losing thoughts as I run around looking for pen and paper. If I was smart, I'd probably keep pen and paper beside the bed, but this way I can just use phone to phone, so for my writing. And a lot of my writing has been leaning this way anyways. I seem to get more joy out of writing down my philosophical thoughts, rather than just trying to write another poem about something that I've already written, or a short story or something like that. Although I finally am getting together a plan for the summer, and I've got a bit of video to put together that should have been out for Monday and wasn't, but I'm get it for today, and then get this one for Wednesday. So, enough rambling. So anyways, I do phone to phone. And today really was the idea of the authentic self. Let's see if I can find it. Quite a bit of notes. And I think for today's video, I think I will just skim over my notes without too much rambling on it, because I have a feeling that a very strong feeling, that to explore authentic self, you need more than one video and any more than half an hour, and everybody's going to get bored, you know, myself included. There's an opportunity to really repeat myself and then just kind of get lost in thoughts. So I'm going to try and keep this half an hour or less, and then we can come back to it later. So basically, this is just an introduction to my thoughts on authentic, if my tongue will work, authentic self. I will probably be doing the same thing on true love and love itself and happiness, and because I'm just noticing so many people running against this wall of trying to find the perfection, the perfect of everything. There's so many TV shows now, all the reality shows, a lot are now about being perfectly clean and organized and finding your true soulmate, love, etc. And it seems to be applying a lot to the authentic self. And so what I've been doing in my phone, I've been labeling therapy note. Authentic self for myself, and a lot of people don't. Let's start that over. I read that. It was all one thing. Authentic self is the subject. For myself and a lot of people, we don't have time, energy, or will to pursue it. My biggest thing is I have these migraines that seem to just keep me tired and unfocused. So that makes it hard to do what I feel is concrete inner work to figure things out. And my search for being an authentic person has to do with figuring out who I am. Because I know I can't be authentic until I know who I am. And when Kirk died, all the grief of it changed who I am. The time at dialysis changed who I am. There are some things that are still fundamentally me, but there's still a lot of things that have changed. A lot of my joys have changed and that kind of thing. Things change. The number one thing to note is things change as we change. And that's okay. Your life isn't the same once you get your own place, when you move out of your parents. The first day to school, when you first go to like kindergarten or grade 1, you have other people influencing you, or even daycare, you know, those things. You join sports teams. That causes change. And so that then therefore changes our perceptions, and then changes our perception of ourselves. So my biggest thought about an authentic self is, how can there only be one authentic self when we all change as we go through life? We're not the same people at 15 as we are at 25, at 40, and at 50. As you learn and grow, you change. Actions in life change you, change me, change everyone. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So therefore, changes in life change our authentic selves as we grow and evolve. But we're the only beings on the planet that think about it at all. I don't know that that necessarily makes us more evolved or better or anything else than any other thing in the natural world, but it certainly does set us apart. And I've seen lots of things that does suggest that that higher mind does set us apart. Nature doesn't chase after this perfection like people do. We have decided that in order to be perfect, we have to be our authentic self. But I think that it's that drive for perfection that we have learned from watching TV and everything. The media really has pushed ideas of what perfection are and what it is to be authentic, and I feel like it's a load of hogwash. It's garbage. So much of it's garbage. Why am I less than and less perfect if I do not chase after the American dream? Why can't I be happy if I choose to with a job at McDonald's, living in a cardboard box under a bridge somewhere? You know? What if that makes me happy and content? Now, that's just an example. That would not make me happy and content. I would find no joy working at McDonald's or living in a cardboard box under a bridge. But I have found some happiness and some real joy where I am. But preconceived notions of the way I was brought up, the way I get bombarded from society, says that the way that I live my life is wrong, it's not perfect, and there is no way that I can be happy and my authentic self. That's the commercial media end of things. Now, as I wander YouTube and stuff on the internet, I find a lot of people like myself who are in places that don't meet what is the societal norm, and they are so freaking happy. They're absolutely happy. So I think what one has to do to find one's authentic self is find out what your normal is for happy. What really is your favorite things? What is your life's joy? What makes you giddy, you know? And maybe for you, the truest love you can have is to live by yourself, is just to be with yourself. We don't all have to go charging after our true loves. Maybe our true loves are just ourselves. Our truest love is ourselves. And I probably have seen that somewhere. So, on that note, I've been trying to run away from perfection for years, which is why I will not edit that out and add it as a note on the end. I do not condemn or judge anyone who does that. I don't have money for an editor, and I kind of like what I do, just keep it kind of real, you know. That's me. That's me. And I want to be me. So we will live with my tongue troubles and cats bumping cameras, and that's just me keeping me real. So one of the quotes, Bastian Tale, one of the quotes that I wrote is, perfection is not the will of the universe. It is just humankind's perception of what should be. Ergo, perfection then becomes like art. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And so what's beautiful for me may not be beautiful for Bastian or Dave or Rob or you. You know, we see this all the time in home design. So one of the things I did last night while not being able to sleep, because that's the reality of my world, is insomnia, which isn't helping with focus. Hey, baby. Oh, I love you too. So one of the things I did was create a my favorite things list. Now I have like about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24 things on this list of favorite things. Favorite spice, favorite herb, favorite fruit, favorite color, favorite season, favorite animal, favorite element, favorite material to work with, favorite food, drink, fabric design, style of book, and it had to be style of book because I couldn't figure out what my favorite book was anymore. I'm not really reading anymore, so that's not helping. Favorite song, for favorite celestial body. Favorite time of day. Weather, flower, scent, movie, superhero activity, way to spend the day, and my favorite stone. Okay. Now, I found some interesting things when I did this. My favorite color has changed, as it has changed in the past. When I was a kid, my favorite color was blue. And then it kind of wobbled over into brown a little bit, and then it became green. Well, my favorite color now is what I call my power color, which is purple, which means I need more purple in my life in order to feel joy. And that's the point of making a list of your favorite things, is to surround yourself with those favorite things, because that'll bring out your joy and most likely your more authentic self. It certainly beats being depressed and not feeling like who you should be. My favorite animal, that's also morphed and changed over the year. It went from cats to cows to pigs to turtles. It was turtles for a very, very long time. Now it's the chickadee. I think as I'm moving through my life and I'm growing, some of it is power elements to make me feel stronger in myself. For me. Not for the rest of the world, but sort of for me, so that when I go out in the rest of the world, it doesn't wear me down quite so much. Although my favorite material in the whole world, material substance, is paper, my favorite material to work with is yarn. I've discovered my favorite food is cake. My favorite drink is tea. Out of all of the stuff that I say I like and I love, my favorite drink is tea. The style of book was fantasy mystery, and my friend Natasha has given me a title option to read. So I'm going to start looking into that for reading, and that'll help me narrow down my books into what I'm collecting and what I'm just going to read and get rid of. So that's good, because that gets rid of clutter, right? And then I only have in my home those things that truly bring joy, which is what Mary Kono from Netflix, in her helping people to declutter and tidy up, is you only keep stuff in your life that inspires joy. If you can't decide, hang on to it for a while, and 6 months later go back to it. And if you haven't used it, you look, okay, I'm not in love enough to have this, then go. And I think that's what the important part, I've got something in my eye, it's probably cat hair. The most important thing about authentic self is enjoying those favorite things regardless of what people say. Because often when we enjoy our favorite things, we're not hurting anyone and we're not hurting others. And I'm not like saying things like drugs. Like, some drugs can be genuinely joyful in the moment, but if they become a lifestyle, then that's harmful. That's absolutely harmful. I've seen where marijuana has been intensely helpful. I do use it for me, but I try very hard not to make it a lifestyle, so I haven't made it a lifestyle. But other people I know who've made it a lifestyle, it becomes such an integral part of their life that they can't live without it now. And so I don't know that there's as much joy there. It doesn't seem to be the joy there as when I have that cup of what I call pot chocolate and it helps me go to sleep. When it helps me go to sleep, because sometimes it doesn't. The insomnia just rages and stuff. So one of the things for me to be authentic with myself is to quit being at war with myself. Be more accepting and kind about the fact that I'm in pain and I am tired, and some days videos aren't going to get done and released when they should. I'm going to be behind. So I hope you all can appreciate that, because this is me, and hopefully maybe this will help you too. Let's see if we turn it, we'll have less glow. Okay. The other thing that got me was that my favorite celestial body, and when I talk about celestial body, I talk about the planets, is the sun. I have a love for the moon, but my favorite is the sun, and the happiness and joy and stuff that is associated with sun. So I'm going to be going back and finding out all the meanings behind purple and chickadee and paper and yarn and the sun, that kind of thing, to see what it means, and then interpret that for me, so that I can be more authentic in the way for myself, in the way that in the way I live. But the funny thing is although that the sun was my favorite celestial body, my favorite time of day is nighttime, and my favorite weather is stormy. So what that tells me right there, to be authentic to myself, to be real, because that's what authentic really means, is to be real, and live in that reality, is that I'm eclectic. And I've known that for a while. I just haven't been living an eclectic lifestyle that really makes me happy. So that's the same thing. Like, my favorite movie really is the Doctor Strange movie. I really love Doctor Strange, but my favorite superhero is Spider-Man. And so my favorite activity is crocheting, even more so than knitting. I just love the way that it frees me up. So my most favorite way to spend the day is crocheting with a cup of tea. It's so relaxed. I feel productive. It feels like a good use of my time. I can think, which as an intellectual and a philosopher who's metaphysical, the ability to allow the brain to float free and do its thing, even if that doesn't go anywhere, is very important to me. So to have an activity where I'm just relaxed and doing my thing is good. It's very meditative. It's a meditation unto itself. So here's throwing meditation on its ear as the traditional way to do it, because I have seen a whole bunch of things that say that just even going for a walk, as long as it kind of clears and relaxes you and opens you up, it's meditation. not just the sit and cross leg and the that works for some, doesn't work for others. So I think we all need to go out and find our own meditation to help us be our authentic and real selves, and let ourselves define that. Now, if you find when you're making a list of favorite things, and I do suggest to do that, it turns out that I really love making lists. Even if they don't go anywhere, I just love making lists. That you have more than just the first thing that pops into your head. Write down the 2 or 3 other things that pop in as well, because you may find that something is just a really, I do love it, but it's not your favorite, but it's a close second. That doesn't devalue it at all. So we should be living in the things that are our favorites, that we love, that we like. And if we're living with other people, blend those all together. Find ways to cooperate and collaborate on that. It's not just her house or his house or the kid's house. It's everybody's home. We all live there. And so to be authentic, real, we'll use the quote, air quotations, is acceptance that everybody has a part to play. And on that note, we will leave that there and potentially have that as homework, is taking the next week to review all the favoritenesses that I love and give thanks to Oogway back there, and that kind of thing, because I really do want to bring the joy back into my life. Those years with Kirk, unfortunately, ones that should have been happy, were absolutely not enough of it. There was way too much depression and sickness and then death. So on that note, gratitudes for this week. I am grateful that I'm figuring stuff out for myself. It's still a journey and it's going to take a while. So patience. I'm grateful, roof overhead, food in my tummy, YouTube channel, and 60 subscribers the last time I looked. So yay, give yourselves a big pat on the back. And you're wonderful, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Happies. I have this channel. It rained. We need rain. It's cold. I am frozen to death. I got a few more windows I can close. That is, cake makes me happy. And it's because cake can be eclectic. And I'm proud of myself for standing up for what I need to do for me. Sometimes it's a fight. I have to fight for it, and that's frustrating, but I am proud of myself for putting my size 9+ foot on the floor at my 5'3" and saying, no, I need to do things this way for me, because I already tried your way and it don't work. So I applaud myself. And on that note, as we're nearing 30 minutes, be kind, especially to yourself. Peace, love, and happiness, and we'll pick this up at another time. Okay, bye for now.